Hi friends, now let us take up the first program in our Java Feel Good series. Before that, you must do one thing. You strictly follow my advice for your good. In the first training session, I have explained certain concepts, just 5 concepts. That knowledge is very essential for every student learning programming student. That's a must. Then only you can understand all these programs with a comfort, and you can get answer for all the probable questions. That means you will have no doubts. If no doubts are there, then your journey will be like a cakewalk. Cakewalk. That point you must remember. First, don't be over smart. Every time I suggest you one thing: don't be over smart, and first complete training session 1 and move to the training session 2. This is the training session 2. Before that, you should understand how to use the procedure of using GDB online compiler. Actually, if you are able to use GDB online compiler, you will be very comfortable. If you already know other conventional compiler, use that. I don't discourage. If you know other compiler also, already used other compilers also, once you try on GDB online compiler, then you can find the distinction, the superiority of GDB online compiler. That point to understand. And as far as these 10 programs in Java Feel Good series, you please work on GDB online compiler. Then you will not be distracted for the procedures. Just 100% focus will be on the program and principles what I explained. That point you have to understand and proceed. Okay, this is a very simple program. The task of the program is very simple. Actually, this is printing a string. String means, just you understand, it is text. Any text, any text, we are printing a string. This one. Actually, in Java as well as in other languages also, a string should be enclosed by two symbols, a pair of double quotes. These are called delimiters. Whatever word you learn and all that, what is the purpose of that you must learn. Don't blindly use any term. Delimiters means they define the beginning and ending of a particular element. Okay, so for a string, delimiters are pair of double quotes. This point you have to understand. And if you execute this program, hello Java is printed. That point you have to understand. This is the task of our program. Okay, whenever you are writing a program, first you should think of what we are expecting, what output we are expecting out of this program. You must learn. This is like a destination of your journey. You want to go someplace. So first you know what is that place, what is the address, everything. Like that, in programming also, whatever program you want to write, regardless of the language, first you must know what output we are expecting from this program. Okay, now let us focus. First, let us focus on code, and thereafter, I give you hands-on explanation. Hands-on explanation means every bit of code I write on the board, just imitate me. Then you are enabled to have more focus on each and every element, just imitate me. Imitation is different, copying is different. Don't copy. I never encourage copying, just imitate. Imitate, and here one challenge I have to challenge with Java. Regardless of size of the program, you have to learn a minimum 10 elements. Minimum 10 elements, thereafter you can write. But in order to learn completely about the 10 elements, 50% course must be over. Then how it is possible? Then is your doubt. I found out a via media way. I introduce all the elements, whatever we are writing, in as a thumb rule manner. Just as an outline, I explain. With that knowledge only, you proceed, and don't worry about that. Just you can have a general understanding over the term. But I don't encourage a blind person's walk. Blind person's walk means without knowing anything, taking a thumb rule and moving. That I don't encourage. That's why whatever elements we are using in this program, in a general aspect, I explain. That extent is enough, and there is a day for each and every element. Then you can learn about that element thoroughly. That is the strategy. But if you take other languages like C, C++, Python, and all that, this many elements you need not learn. This is the unique challenge with Java. That's why many people feel Java is difficult. Only one thing, entry point is difficult. Once you enter, this is a wonderful language. You enjoy it, no doubt about it. And you complete the 10 programs in the Feel Good series. Thereafter, you develop a passion towards Java programming. That point, I can give you assurance. But complete the 10 programs. This lays such a foundation on this 100-story programming building you can construct. Okay, now let us see the code. Generally, here 8 lines of code is there. 8 lines of code is there, and each and every line I explain by writing on the board. By that, as I told you, you can have more focus on each and every element. Now, I give you the hands-on explanation. Hands-on explanation means I write every bit of code of 8 lines, and along with the writing, I explain to you. By that, you can have better focus. Okay. Whenever you are writing a Java program, you have to start with comment. Comment symbols are two slash symbols. You should not give any space. Okay. And what we have to write? JFG. This is the first program. And what is the task of this program? If you take the task of this program, what you are going to do? Display the string hello Java. Okay, that's it. If you write a symbol, a pair of slashes, it is applicable to entire line. Whatever characters you want and all that you can write here. This is called comment. Comment. Suppose it does not fit in one line, you may write one more comment also. Now, as far as possible, you make it precise. You should indicate what is the task of the program. That's it, nothing more than that. And one more thing I have to tell you, if you remove that from the program also, program gives the same result. Then you get a doubt, what is the need of writing? If you are getting same result, what is the need of writing this comment at first? So here I ask you one question. Actually, you find a chapter heading for every chapter. In any book, you can find chapter heading. Suppose here, if you see that, this is my Python book. Here, computer common sense. This is the heading of the chapter. Suppose if I remove that heading also, the content is same. Whatever you are expecting out of this chapter, that extent you can grasp. But what is need of heading? Just computer common sense means basics. With the 3 words, I am able to explain what are the contents of this thing generally. So that's why, as a matter of convention, we write chapter headings, we write subheadings for paras and all that. So, what is the purpose of that from real life you understand, then I need not explain much. So, whenever you write a program, first conventionally you must write what is the task of the program. What about this? Actually, we are going to do dozens of programs, even hundreds of programs in Java if you are interested. Then you must give proper coding, proper number for that. Otherwise, you are confused. On a particular point of time, if you want a particular program, you have to waste a lot of time. Then you have to set all the code or outputs and all that. Instead of that, the simplest way is from the beginning, from the day one, whatever program you are developing, for that one number you give, that number should explain what is that program. Here you see Java Feel Good series, program number 1. Like that, whatever program you want and all that, you can easily access. That's why make it as a practice and do that not only for Java. Any program you write, first you start with that. That is a good program. Here, one element I have to explain. Convention and rule. It is a convention. Actually, if you are a good citizen, use footpath. Use footpath. That is a convention. If you don't use the footpath also, if you walk across the road, nobody will punish you. Policeman cannot punish you. But you should not go against one-way traffic. That is a rule. If you go against the one-way traffic, you are punished. You are penalized. So that point you have to understand. So using footpath is a convention. If you are a good citizen, use footpath. But going against one-way traffic is a rule. You should not go. Then if you go against, then you are penalized. So rules, whether you like or not, rules must be obeyed. Otherwise, program will not run. Conventions, if you want to evolve as a good programmer, you must follow the conventions. That point always you remember. That's why whatever conventions I am explaining as a part of this course, you understand them and give respect to them and implement them. Don't ignore them. Many college students never bother about conventions. Simply they get result, their job is over. You should not be in that category. You feel like a professional and do everything like a professional. This is the professional course. Understand? Okay. Now comment you have written. Thereafter one line gap you leave. Why line gap means why we divide paragraphs in a page, in a document or a chapter, in a book. That's why line gap you give. Thereafter we write the code. This rule, this code should be written exactly like this. You don't have any choice. So as I told you already, this is object oriented programming language. Java is a true object oriented programming language. Object oriented means object is the building block. That's why in order to create an object, what is the prerequisite? Class. Class is a blueprint. So you must start with a class. Class is a keyword, Java's keyword. You must start with that. It's a lowercase. And if you are working on a GDB compiler, you must give its name, class name as the main. On other compilers, you give some other name like a first program or something, hello, like that you give. However, don't try that. And you give main only for this uppercase, a first letter uppercase. Actually, whatever class name you write and all that, it should be in Pascal case. Pascal case. This you understand. Whatever words are there, first letter should be capitalized. This is called Pascal case. So here three conditions are there. What are the three conditions for identifier? First one, it should be a noun. Second one, it should be written in Pascal case. Here one word is there. That's why first letter capitalized. Suppose here this is main program. It is there. Second word also, first letter you must capitalize, and it should represent what is the purpose of the class. This is the main program. So that's why main we have given. Okay. First you write that, and now you see here you have to create a block. This is the body of the class. So whenever you are writing below second letter, you write opening curly brace, and here it should be like this. Okay, this is the called body of the main. Body of the main. Within the body of the main, we have to write the executable code. So here in this, we have to write main method. Main method, actually this is the main method. Unlike C, C++, and Python, it is having a big signature, and invariably must write. You don't have any choice. So main you have written, and for this you have to write the signature. Public static void main string args. Invariably in every Java program, you must write a main method. Whenever you are writing main, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements you must write. Okay. Here one thing I want to tell you. Here if you understand each and every element clearly, at least 40 to 50% course should be over. We cannot wait up to that. That's why I am giving you a briefing from a real life angle. By that, what is the purpose of this? You understand. It is not like a blind person's walk, as I told you already. So this you write, and thereafter you have to write the block. Here this is the class block. This is the main methods block. Now here two spaces you leave. Here below this thing you write. If you are working on the Java GDB compiler, it care you need not make this indentation. This process is called indentation. You need not do. GDB compiler will take care of. That's why one of the reasons I suggest you to use GDB online compiler. Okay, now I give you a briefing about the five elements. The first one is public. Actually, main method is the entry point for the execution of your program. Your program is to be executed. Main is the entry point. Entry point. With this only execution is started. Whatever statements you write here, all are executed. As a result of that, you get the result whatever you are expecting.